Well, it's good to be back. It's been like, what, 2, 3 weeks since I've posted the last video? For those who don't know and who may have some inclination to care, I picked up a very nasty cold bug that had me basically coughing my lungs up for the last 2 weeks. And I figured probably not the best thing to go and serenade everyone to the sound of me talking, saying about 3 words, and then coughing my lungs out, and then, washing, rinsing, repeating the process over and over. It sucked, and I missed playing this game, so it's nice to get back to it. Now, unfortunately, while I did keep some notes from last time, I did misplace 1 or 2 notes. I'm hoping that maybe some of the people who were watching way back when might actually come back so I can get them fixed, because I do owe at least one person a ship name, or actually a captain's name, but I'll be damned if I can actually remember his name, and unfortunately, Twitch does not save chat logs, so I've got no idea how to pronounce it, or even roughly what it is. But, when he sticks his head back in, I'll be more than happy to go and assign him a new commander. So, here we are, back where once we were. I've looked at this a little. I haven't had a chance much to do some poking for some of the stuff I was looking at beforehand, but then I kind of looked at it and realized we don't necessarily need some of the stuff that I was looking at discussing earlier. Partially because a few things that we're looking at was designing a terraforming ship and a gas miner, and really don't need either of those right now. I mean, it's very much that'll be nice to have, but we'll live just fine without them for the foreseeable future. So, what the heck's going on that we've got that we need dealing with? Well, I figure this time around, after doing a lot of exploration, we're basically going to be doing a sort of research production. This is going to be a very slow, sort of a 2 weeks, I figure, or slow turn rather, I should say. We're going to be mainly looking at building up our military, building up PDCs defending Earth, replenishing our entire fleet command structure, which has kind of gotten shot to hell. Because as it sits right now, if we go over to fleet orders under our naval organization, we've got here 2 survey group commands, of which we are missing 4 Phoenix class ships to actually do surveying of planets. We have the jump ships to get our commands around, the Fraser and the Volga. We've got the Batavia, the Etoile, the Endurance, and the Enterprise, but we don't have anything that actually go and survey planets. So that's one of the things we need to go and fix. What we do have, though, is I spent a bit of time screwing with this. We do now have an actual galaxy map, such as it is. We've got Ross 128, Barnard Star, Lumen 16, Proxima, and Luyten Star, of which we've found virtually nothing of real shocking value, which is not the worst thing in the world, really. Well, we've got Luyten Star, which has got some useful things. So let's wander off to Luyten Star a little before we get the gears going. Now, this is the little bit of an oops that I made, is we've got the wreck of the 2 Bells, which were, let's just say, Commander's little twitchy on pushing buttons, and unfortunately we wiped out our only 2 warpoint survey or our only 2 planetary survey ships, which are very much a sort of an oops. We'd rather not talk about that right now, but suffice to say, it's happened. What we will be doing, though, is we will be renaming one of the planets in the system. I'm kind of sort of nicking bits and pieces off of various sci-fi universes, but we're kind of leaning towards the Wing Commander one. So we're going to be renaming one of the planets here in the Luyten system after one of the planets that in the Wing Commander universe. And it's one of those smaller ones, because we've got the Venture class corvettes. It's only figuring that we'd steal a name from the same novel where we first see the Venture classes, really. A little bit to drink. And so what we're going to be doing is, this is the most pleasant one we've gotten here, 1A, which has got a whole load of stuff on here as well. We're going to be wanting to make this a colony no matter what. So, Luyten Star 1A. Rename body. You are now being called Helo Base. Now I'm going to be going through a whole ton of random, obscure references. So, feel free to cash yourself in on some internet points so you can actually recognize them. But we're going to also add a colony to Helo Base because we'd like it to become a colony. Just because it's just one of those nice places to set ourselves up on. We wander back to Sol system. Now we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff in Sol, ideally anyway. And one of the big ones we're going to do is we're going to wander over to construction years. We're building a good amount of infrastructure on Earth, which is great because we're going to be shipping all this stuff out to a bunch of places. More infrastructure is better. And the other thing we're going to be doing is we can manage shipyards. Do shipyard tasks. All yards are clear. So we've got 2 naval yards and a commercial shipyard. Commercial shipyard we're going to leave alone for now. The Bath Duranium Works is the guys who built our enterprises out of. But good news is the Rolls-Royce Bath Works here. We are going to be retooling you for a different class. And that is going to be our Venture class corvettes. And these guys we designed in the last episode. I'm not actually sure if I actually said that from private on YouTube. I'll go and check that when I'm done with this. But the Venture class corvettes, of which we will show shortly. Okay, so you're going to be completing in June of this year. Nice quick retool. That's good. Let's go into show these ugly little things. The Venture class is basically a stripped down. Yes, we can actually look at the design thing now because the ships are now actually in construction. But the Venture class is our first naval vessel that we're rolling out. It's not great by any stretch of the imagination. Frankly, if anyone actually saw this, who actually played this game, they would say this is a crappy ship, and they'd be right. But the Venture class is designed to function as a light patrol and laser boat, or mise-en boat in this case. We've got 1 twin turret mise-en blaster. We've got a pair of CWIS systems. We have a fire control. We've got enough reactors to power the entire mess. And when we originally set this up in the last video, we made sure that all of the balancing was good so that we'd have enough power to power everything, that the mise-en blasters will fire as quickly as they can. So this is not the worst design out there. I mean, it's not great, but, this is a good one for us to actually start getting our Navy up. And as a bonus, it's also going to start getting our... it's also going to start actually getting some local system defense up and functioning in Sol, which is what we're going to need, because the other thing we've got going in Sol is Luna is about to hit 10 million colonists. That means they're going to be wanting actual defenses, which we're going to see if we can fit some other production. We've also built a PDC as well. We're going to want to ship a few of them up to Luna. And we've also got Europa here, which is another small colony that we're working on. Europa actually is one of the ones that we're going to want to get a bit of mining going, because it's got some useful stuff up. Not a lot, but it's got some. Of course, the other guys that we want to get going as well, let's hit this button and wait a few moments while we load everything, is we're also going to want to start setting up colonies on... So we've got one on Europa, we've got one on Luna, we're going to want one on Mars as well. There we go. Good. Mars already has a colony set on it, which is excellent. So we're going to want to start shipping stuff out to Mars as well. Why does Mars not... Oh, that's populated systems. Here we go. Other colonies, Mars. It doesn't actually have anything, but there you go. Alright, so we've got a demand here for some infrastructure, which is great. Mars, as you can see, has absolutely no resources. But the reason we're sending our stuff out to Mars is because even if Mars doesn't end up having any resources, they're going to be a big population base. And that's going to be useful just for us to be able to start be able to generate more money, to be able to manage and pay for more research installations, and the whole 9 yards. We're going to want to have that sooner or later. Well, that's a thought. We will also set up a not an espionage team, a geology team on Mars. Alright, so do unassigned only. So we're going to create a team here. Now, one of the things I saw back and forth was either you create a team and you have them work on other crappier objects, because that's a good place to start and they'll slowly level up. But the thing I've run across that suggests that mostly that a better team is one that will simply get stuff done faster rather than having a better chance of finding things. Whether that's true or not, we'll find out. But we've got this team out here, and hopefully they will go and maybe find something on Mars. Now, it's kind of gamey a little to create them right at Mars, but I'll be honest, I'm kind of adhering to the concept that our military's got some ability to do logistics and planning beyond us having to micromanage everything, and if we say we're going to have this team over here, then that's great. Now, I'm probably going to be sloppy as heck when it comes to actually moving these teams around, so, you know, if it takes a little while for me to actually reassign them, then I think that seems plausible enough anyway. So, we've got those guys going, we're retooling our shipyards, we've got civilian colonies set up. Oh, and last thing we want to do is take a look at automated mining. We've got automated mining on Venus right now, which is great. We're going to want to get our grubby mitts on Mercury as well. So let's go and actually load up this again. And where's Mercury? Here we go. We're going to create a colony on Mercury as well. Mainly we're going for Mercury simply because they've got a lot of resources, some of which are at really good accessibilities. And, well, to be entirely honest, Earth is kind of sort of... Earth is now starting to run out of stuff. We've run out of neutronium, yttrium, corundium. And we're basically going to slowly burn through more of these. And then we want to start getting our supply of these things up and running. So, like, one of the things that's going to happen soon is we're going to eventually finish building research labs. And I'll be honest, it's always nice to have more of them, but frankly, after we're done building these research labs, we're going to start, you know, pointing our production into other things. We've got a commercial shipyard that we'd like to get built eventually, as well as, here we go, more automated mines, some more space, some more maintenance facilities, bits and pieces. We've got lots of production that needs to get done. And the only way that's going to get done is if we actually, you know, have stuff actually in construction. So let's get this turns up and running, shall we? And immediately, inactive research labs. Well, beggars. Okay, so what do we got here? Oh, that's one of those awkward moments. Is that a better engine that we're just actually... I get this feeling that we might have screwed up a little here. Let's see where engines. There we go. It's not completed yet, so we are going to put some more research labs into this. I got this awkward feeling that I already screwed up, because I think we had a better engine that we were looking at for the ventures. So we're going to see what we can do here. We might be able to do a quick redesign. Yeah, unrest is arising in Europa due to overcrowding. Oops, wrong button. We're just going to drag that out of the way entirely. Yeah, I think I might have screwed up a little here. I think this new the pulsar ion drive is just a better military engine, which of course would be very useful for us. What with us actually starting to build out a navy, so we might end up retweaking on the ventures already, just because. Yeah, we're going to want like that's of course the hell of this game. You build more hardware, you want better hardware. You build better hardware, suddenly all of your original designs are now a little less than plausible. Okay, there we go. So the question is engines. Yeah. I think that those were a better engine that we were looking at for the ventures entirely. That's kind of a kick in the teeth. Can we do anything to... We actually haven't built any of these. Let's delete the activity and let's see then if we can redesign the ventures still. No, we can't. Okay. That's a bit of annoyance. The old venture, we are now going to obsolete you. Actually, we're going to completely delete the design because we don't actually have anything built on the venture. Yes, I'm sure I want to delete the venture class. We've got the venture copy. Design view. We now have the... I am getting pop-up messages. One sec here. I am just going to... or not. That's annoying. Well, I guess we'll just have to roll with that one way or the other. The thing is, right now, is we've got these older Messerschmitts, the RD10Ms, and now we've got the Pulsars, which are a entirely better engine. Yeah, that literally doubles our speed. Our range ain't too hot, 13.7 billion kilometers, but 26 days of full power. We might need to tweak this design just a little bit more again, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's part of the course, really. What is our current mass at right now? 2,500 tons. So let's see if we can... What's our fuel storage? We've got 10 fuel storages right now. Actually, that's a question. 26 days of full power for those, and if we had the two 10Ms... Yeah, okay, so 86 days of full power versus... Yeah, because those ones are... Yeah, they're the same size, so we're only going to have about maybe half the time at full throttle, but we're going to go at double the speed, which is pretty damn nice. But honestly, need to figure out how to actually deactivate that entirely. One sec here. Okay, actually, I think I've got it. There we go. So, notifications muted. There's a new technology there. Alright, so right now we've got around 6,250 tons. Let's see. We throw a large fuel tank on. Makes us go a little farther. No, wrong one. We're probably going to be building the sucker up to a full 7,000 tons, which is, well, you know, we're going to make some bad trade-offs here no matter how the dice goes. Okay, there we go. 28.2 billion kilometers, 60 days of full power. Not quite as fast as we were. We've lost around 700 meters per second, but like I said, this is a basic design, and the engines really aren't that great anyway. So there we go. So we're going to rename you. Hopefully, it's not going to toss its cookies. Awesome. No, we're still at the Venture. Okay, great. So, Rolls-Royce yards. And that's good for 7,000 because that's literally as big as the Rolls-Royce yards can build. So, there we go. We're retooling again. We'll be finishing in May of this year, and then we're going to start series production of the Ventures. So. Oh, and it's also going to scream at us because for research, because we haven't gotten a lot of research going. Let's add a bit more research onto fuel tanks because those will be nice to have. Command and control. Be a good thing to have, actually. Well, I'll finish this year, so we don't need that we don't need that cranked out. And electronic warfare. Alright, so there we go. All of our research labs are in use. And let's go and do a couple 30-day turns. It's funny, I was watching videos on this morning of Quill talking about how it was bugging him that some of the turns were starting to take a while. And, you know, it's like, given everything this game is processing and given how, to be entirely honest, kind of vaguely clutched together it all is, training approved, nothing big. It's really not a surprise that turns take as long as they do in this game. But, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it could be a lot worse, right? I mean, this is frankly one of those games that realistically, whoa, you're never going to see really done in a lot of cases by other people. I mean, it's just not, you know, like, this isn't really a game that you're going to see a major studio or even I'd say even an indie studio really take over, which is kind of a shame. The whole turn-based strategy game thing is kind of a dead thing. Well, at least in this aspect. I'm really yet to see another good turn-based strategy game come out, frankly. And, you know, yes, people are going to comment on Endless Space, but I'll be honest, half of a 4X space game is the combat and ship design system, and Endless Space is crap. I'll be honest. It's just terrible. I mean, their expansion made it slightly less crap, but it's still a mishmash of cookie-cutter randomness. You get technologies of which kind of sort of have some vague understanding of what's going on, but it really doesn't kind of fit together any, and it's very much a sort of a rock paper scissors, circle thing. And then I like the idea of the battle cards to have strategy. That's nice, but then it's like my fleets do one drive-by every year, and then they just sort of glare at each other in orbit. I mean, I'll be honest, like even the most low-tech of universes that I can think of, like the Warhammer 40k universe, at least there the ships are actually capable of, fighting more often than that. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, we've got our general thing of new officers being assigned places, officers being deemed surplus because they're not assigned to anything. New improvements, we've got a new officer, a mining colony is in catch, research modules begun, and one of our shipyards has finished upgrading. Yeah, the Bath Duranium Works has added another 1,000 tons, so now we're both at 7K. Bath Duranium Works, I'd like you to grow even more, because we're going to be needing bigger ships sooner or later, and I'd much rather have the yard capacity right off the bat. So, yeah, we can. That's not a lot of minerals. We've got plenty of that, both of those stockpiled, so we'll get that going. So we're going to go and eventually get the Bath Duranium Works up to, I want to say around maybe, well, we're probably going to get them up to like 12 to 13,000, maybe 14K, because we'd like to be able to start building larger, more combat-capable ships, and we're going to need bigger slipways to do that. So that's going. Research. We have no available labs, which is nice. Stuff still being researched on. That was the improved command and control has recently been completed. So, create a new task force at the capital. I think that's what we want. Nope. Survey Group 1 we'd like to have as a task force. Game. Survey Group 1. Let's do a 5-day turn and see what that does. Political rival, original do. Oh, do we actually have to assign officers to that? Oh, we do. Okay. You're on a team, I think, is what it is, why you're grayed out. Well, we need a rating 3 to assign here. Who's going to be, what, captain? Ooh, that was an odd error. Alright. Staff officers. You've been promoted to lieutenant command. Let's see, where are you right now? Ah, you were relieved from command of the Instant Curiosity, or you're waiting new orders on Earth. Well. Any chance we can assign you to this role? Okay, why are you not being assigned? Psychological problems. Oh. Wondering why that's not quite working. Or is it because you're actually not high enough a rank to do it? Hmm. That's kind of odd. Not sure what's going on with that. We'll let things spin for another 5 days. If Twa and Batavia are unable to complete the special orders, there's no accessible destination within 10 billion kilometers. Okay. We'll look at that in a moment. We're going to go and take another stab at this and try and figure out why not. We can't have someone actually functionally assigned somewhere. Fighters, commercial ships, warships and fighters, military ships, not fighters. Staff officers. So Okay, well, let's do a 30-day spin and see what we get here. Yeah, I just tried clicking auto assign, seeing if that might fix it. Mash the button a few times. Officer's been assigned. We have completed surveying Mars. So let's see if Mars actually has anything of value. It has nothing. That's a shame. Teams. Disband team. I don't even want to take a look at the Twa and Batavia here and see if we can't figure out why they're giving us issues. Unrest is rising. Unrest is rising because the government is not providing sufficient military protection. Well, STFU. Takes a while to build a navy here. kind of wondering why it's not letting me assign someone there. It's like we've got you, Amber, here. Like, here I've got lieutenant commanders in, like, M3 slots. Okay, so I've got an R4, which is Commodore, which makes sense. I've got an R3, which means this should be a captain's slot. And here I've got Imogen Kelly. Okay, Carrie, you're command of the Fraser River. Okay. Logistics, Fisher. Okay, so Amber Davidson, you are unassigned. But I don't understand why you're not actually being assigned to this slot. Shows a list of commands. I don't pretend to understand exactly what's going on here, so let's leave that alone for now. We've got enough issues otherwise. The Batavia and the Etoile are both completed doing their job. So let's see, what did we have you guys doing? Oh, you guys were serving bodies. Okay. Okay, so you guys actually were serving bodies. What's the difference between R, M, and A for rank? That actually is a good question. That may actually explain a little bit about what's going on here. I'm really not certain why, because like functionally there has to be some logical difference between them, right? But I'm looking at this here, and we've got an R4 slot, which is our commander fleet headquarters, which is currently taken up by this first Commodore Charles Potts. He's a Commodore. It's kind of weird how it always recycles. Here we go. Charles Potts, assigned to Commander Fleet Headquarters, and he's been in the slot for 32 years, which is an R4 slot. We've got captains, of which we've got Lily Fisher, who's been in charge of you're relieved from logistics. What are you doing now? Oh, you're a logistics officer. Fleet headquarters, yeah. Which is M3 slots. I'm not terribly certain. I mean, obviously there's some reason as to why. Amber Davidson, do you have any? You don't have anything. Let's try and assign you to flighter ops. Okay, I think that might have worked. Okay, so alright, so we're able to assign M's to militaries, no problem. But I'm not certain why we couldn't assign a Commodore to one of these positions here. Or rather, why we couldn't assign, like there is a difference there, obviously. Maybe it means that we need to have a Commodore before we can actually slot someone into that spot. I mean, that would be kind of frustrating. God knows how we're going to get even more naval officers. Certainly can't be a ground forces officer. It doesn't make any sense. Civilian administrators doesn't really make much of a sense either. We do have a governor of Luna, right? Yeah, we do have a governor of Luna. We've got a governor of Earth. We've got a bunch of other governors, other schmucks. You don't have a governor for Hilo Base. Hilo Base is very much going to be a small sort of, well, it's going to be a primary military node, so we should assign someone there. Do a mining bonus. Yeah, we wouldn't mind getting someone with a mining bonus there. A lot of higher ranking guys here. Oh, you know, we've actually got 4 people with mining bonuses that are unassigned that we can actually go and put somewhere. Well, congratulations, Jennifer. You are being sent out to Hilo Base. Ta-da! Well, that question then. Here, all A. You scientists are all A's. You guys are all A's. Well, that's kind of nifty. There's actually seniority within the command lines as well. It makes sort of bigger sense. That is something worth looking into. Hmm. Hmm. That is curious. Because we've got military ships and fighters. Are all R's. These are all M's. Except for this, which is an R3. Wait, now suddenly I've got a bunch of options for survey group for survey group 1. What's going on here? Let's see. Unassigned officers only. Bonus to survey. That's weird. Yeah, that will. There is something in here that's not letting me assign something to this unit. I'm thinking we just might need to get another Commodore to be in command of that group, which is kind of insane, but there you go. Alright, so Batavia and Nettois are no longer available to continue their current operative duties. Where are you guys right now? Okay, you guys are in the Leuten star system, I believe. You've completed surveying everything in the system. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pull you guys all back home. I think is a sane thing. So let's see if we can't figure out how to accomplish that at least. Alright. Civic Group 1 from 1 Grav we're going to delete because there's nothing there. This test group has nothing. What we want is, can we create... Okay, maybe we got something here. Okay, well, we've at least got something going. We have now assigned at least chips to a task group, for what it's worth. So now let's see if we can figure out what we should be doing here. Let's see, 1 unexplored, Lagrange point 1 unexplored. Okay, yeah, there is a gate here. So what we're going to do is we will, let's see, task force organization. Superior formation. You can promote someone manually. Make that 50% survey guy a Commodore. Well, the thing is, I click on a guy, like here, and the promote button is grayed out. Alright, so does he have, yeah, even if they're unassigned here, like Lieutenant Commander Major here, not promotable. I'd very much like to. That'd be nice. But I'm not certain why I just can't promote some of these people. Like, that would be great, just to, you know... You're right? Yeah, it's a Space Master thing, yeah. That would make sense then. So, I'd very much like to just, you know, say, hey, you guys are right to the top of the ladder, but for some reason it won't let me. Alright, so this is obviously kind of one of those horrifyingly amusing turnarounds here. You're not a parasite ship, you don't have an assignment. You've got task group orders. This is the Batavia and the Etwa. Etwa here. Alright, because I know I can order that. Well, at the very least, let's go and send this guy back home to Earth here, and we'll figure out what we can do in the meantime. Ooh, you can give them medals. That'll make the game more likely to promote them. That sounds like a fairly sane idea. Alright. Alright, well, let's get the Etwa, and where's the Batavia here? Soul jump point, standard transit, and then proceed to Earth again. Alright, we're gonna then go and see if we can screw with our task forcing a little here. Offset bearings. There's no like superior formation. Combine with other task group. Laziest officer medal. Well, that's an idea. Alright. Well, Imogen Kelly, in fairness, you are a captain. So you know what? Oh, create medals. Well, we'll need to do that, won't we? New one. Let's look for something suitably plain and boring, and hopefully something that won't be horribly insulting to absolutely everyone should I choose to award it. I know there's actually a nice collection of various Soviet medals in here. That's absolutely hilarious. This looks suspiciously unostentatious, this one. Go. New medal. Okay. I've just been linked to a horrifyingly effective image, and we're going to see if we can't One sec here. I see the problem here. Give me a sec. I've been linked to a horrifyingly effective image, and I'm currently going to try and add it in. I know I got to give it a promotional value, but first thing I got to do is actually get that image going in there first. Because it's all your fault there, Argentius. Oh no, the problem isn't so much that the file name isn't starting in the right spot. It is. I go and... There we go. The problem isn't so much that it wasn't the file name. It was that it was literally being picky about the file name extension. It needed to end in .jpg, not the later four-letter JPEG. So there we go. So now we have, thanks to Argentius, the gold star of service. The promotion value of, well, let's just throw number 50. Actually, why not? Let's make it 75 just to be good. Reason, awarded to Light of Fire under Booper for promotion. So that medal, whatever, exists. Whichever. So, let's crack this back open again. Captains, Imogen Kelly. We are going to award you a medal. We're going to give you the Gold Star of Service. Congratulations. You have a gold star on your command jacket, on your personnel jacket. And thank you, Argentius, for linking this horrifyingly amusing image. That is beautiful. I'm not sure how they're going to take having an actual gold star in their commands on their crew file, but there you go. It's there. So you've received the Gold Star of Service. With a bit of luck, you'll get promoted up to Commodore slot, and we can actually give you a command position, and you can be flying a desk instead of a ship. I'm sure you'll be thrilled to have that. All right. So, let's click forward a few more turns to see things happening. Yeah, there we go. Unrest is arising on Luna because they believe we're not providing sufficient military protection, and overcrowding. Always such awkward issues. One inactive research lab. I've got a new ground commander. Okay, I guess that means we completed another research lab, so there you go. We'll add you to the maintenance module. These are still a little ways from capping out. Oh yeah, that's actually a question. When is our shipyard finishing its retool? Okay, this October. It's a smiley face. Yes, they, you know, it's kind of like getting a gold star from your teacher. I mean, it's great, but, you know, you start wondering. You have to wonder, you know, this isn't elementary, but still, that's just a hilariously amusing idea. So that they've got that clicked off in their personnel jacket, which is, you know, good for them nonetheless. So Luna's still moaning about not getting enough. Yeah, you guys have like nothing on planet. Do you have any spare workforce? You do have actually 5 million available workers. We could actually start just shipping mines up to you, which actually wouldn't be too bad an idea. Earth. What do we have for industry here? Oh, good. In a year, you guys will actually be finished building research labs, and you can actually start building me other things, like, I don't know, mines or other things. Can you make that two-year real assignment happen sooner? Possibly. Let's go and take a look, huh? Yeah, we can. Automated assignments are done every. So let's go. There we go. Let's bump it a little faster and go to every 12 months now. Let's tick. Yes, it did. So. I believe our. We've completed research into electronic warfare. Gabriel Winkleman has been killed in an accident. Public affairs officer. Whoops. That's an awkward moment. Let's go back to the Sol system here. Just gonna turn off mineral packets because we don't quite need all of that going there. So, here's a question: how's our finances doing? We're actually pretty positive on cash. That's always nice. A post-death award. That's actually a thought. I'm not certain if I can. I don't know where to search for, you know, former officers. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if, what was his name? Lieutenant Commander, okay. Location's dead? Huh. Nice. Well, clearly he's unassigned, because he's dead now. Yeah, I'm not seeing a way to actually assign him a medal for, you know, for dying. I mean, that's absolutely hilarious, and I'd love to do that, just because that just seems to be the right thing to do. You know, I'm not sure that, you know, reanimating him and sending him off to Bard of Civilian Administration really is the kind of thing that we want to encourage. I mean, I suppose we could do that, but that would be kind of awkward in sort of a way. Ooh, errors. Alright, there we go. Retooling is now a bunch of things managed to happen. Retooling is completed. Inactive research labs. The crew of at least one of our ships has had a good bit of service time. What did we finish researching anyway? Electronic warfare, I guess. Spin sensors and fire control, I guess. Oh yeah, here we go. ECM. Yeah, that probably seems like something that's worth researching. We'll put 5 labs towards building some ECM. We'll put we'll queue up ECCM for you later. Power and propulsion. And we'll work on improving our fuel efficiency even more for engineers, for our engines. Because, well, you know, it makes sense anyway. Electronic countermeasures. We do want to go sensors and power control. And we're going to queue up some ECCM there. What else? A tiny fuel storage tank. Flag bridge. You know, it's been a long while. We probably should actually go and, you know, look at maybe researching a cargo handling system. Because none of our freighters have those. Small boat bays. Search brigades. Cryonic transport. You know, salvage module is probably an idea we'd probably want to get our grubby mitts on too. So let's queue that up as well. Let's see now. I want to queue up for engines. And yeah, let's go and let's also queue up next level of engine of reactor and then engine technology, because we're going to want that too eventually. Okay, so there we go. And the retooling for the ventures has now finally been done. So your first thing is you're going to be building our first venture. So there we go. That's our first two venture classes now under construction. Building in not quite 2 years. The Ilsa Petrova and the Paul Bunyan, first two. And I've actually got names flagged out for 6. I'm looking at building out 2 squadrons of 3 of these guys. And then probably we're going to look at maybe building a command ship version of some flavor. Oh hey, we can rename ships in this. That's kind of convenient. Alright, so there we go. You're adding capacity. You know, actually, that's actually a thought. We really should obsolete some of these things. Whew, wow, okay, that's part of the reason why the Messerschmitt 200s were better. That was just so much more fuel efficient than the 375 pulsars. Look at that. These pulsars are like double the fuel capacity. Well, we're going to still obsolete the Jumos. And these guys... yeah, we're going to also obsolete the 150 EP commercial ion drive, because that's... I don't know. We'll keep that for now. But yeah, we're also going to obsolete the 10Ms there. In your hierarchy, is the task group we made not underneath fleet command? I wonder if maybe that's a thought. Well, it looks, so you can see, it looks like it's underneath fleet command. That's a point. Move all stored branches underneath the current. Yeah, it looks like it is separate. Yeah, because we've got fleet headquarters as a command, as like the top command of something. And then we've got these guys as something entirely separate. That's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting also that well, actually it does make a certain extent that a fleet would have all of these otherwise positions available. No, I can't just drag it. That would be simple. But yeah, it should be under survey command. Just trying to think. Add new branch. Alright, so how do I move survey group 1 here? Please store at least. How do you store that? Okay. Alright, so there we go. We've now moved them over underneath survey group 1 here. It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of an odd way that structure is set up here. I mean, it's quite obvious that, you know, there was some logic that was being put together when all this was being done, but exactly how and why, I'm not terribly certain. Huh, okay, they're actually out and doing planetary surveys as well. Oh, actually, that's something that is thing that we do need to actually build some warpoint survey ships as well, which is something that we could have been doing for a while now. It's these guys here, Bath Uranium Works. Yeah. We want to be building. We actually want to. Yeah, as much as I didn't quite realize that I had that going as well, I need to retool the Bath Uranium Works for Phoenixes. one more thing as well that we can just get going. In the meantime, they'll be finishing beginning of next year. That's good. Like the thing that kind of bugs me is I'm really not certain exactly what the developer was doing when he was building his fleet organization. I mean, I can understand the concept of having task groups. Makes sense. But then you've got this sort of weird structure where you've got your naval organization, but I've got these guys as individual task groups, but I can't seem to actually have order the entire survey group as a chunk to do something. Which is kind of annoying. So I've got task group orders here, right? I'm gonna have to spend some more time honestly reading this stuff on from the side, because there's got to be something in here that makes more logical sense than what it is right now. Like, there has to be something. Because otherwise it makes no real sense one way or the other, right? Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. Like, I'm really not certain. Like what I'd like to be able to do, I need to read up on this some more, is to be able to basically give an order to Survey Group 1 in general to go out here to move somewhere, and then have the automated orders underneath it actually, happen. Yeah, like there's task groups and task force, but the thing is, Survey Group 1 is a task force. It's right here. I'm pointing at the screen and you can't see where my arms are going, but Survey Group 1 is a task force. They have 3 assigned task groups. Which make a certain degree of sense: the Fraser River, the Batavia, and the Twich. But I can't, for the life of me, figure out how can I issue orders to effectively Survey Group 1 here to go and do something. Because it's task group orders, but there's nothing on, as you can see here, these are individual task groups as part of a task force. Right? The task force almost does. Yeah, task force is a bunch of task groups, I agree. But, like, the thing is that everything that I can see suggests that orders are given via specific task groups, rather than assigned via task forces. Unless I'm just smoking crack somewhere. Right? Like, look at my order of battle. It's pretty, orders, locations, and conditional orders. Incorporate all sub-fleets at the same location as selected fleet. Attach. Yeah, like there's got to be something in here, but I'm honestly just not seeing it. which is just frustrating the crud out of me. No, like that's the thing is I can't seem to actually see how to actually issue orders to them together, right? Like that's the thing that's bugging me. Like if I'm looking at, to go back here, I'm looking at my task groups, which is how I seem to be able to issue orders. Like it's possible that if I go through task force, but then I look at this and I don't see any interface to actually provide orders here either. It's like, other than just, you know, quote unquote moving to flagship or wherever, but like I go here, survey group 1. Wait. Why is task group enterprise part of this? It shouldn't be. Wrong button. You're not supposed to be part of it. Go away. Sub-ord formations. Order task group, order one task group to join another and be a subordinate formation. That makes certainly a disturbingly good degree of sense. Alright. Tavia. Name organization. Batavia. Alright. Inspect orders. Alright. I'm just going to take notes because otherwise I'm going to be sending ships over. We've got the Fraser, the Batavia, and the E12. Alright, so that's all part of Survey Group 1. We're going to have the Fraser being the command ship. So, go to the Batavia. We're going to order you to go to order task group 1 to join another and be a subordinate. And inspect orders. Yeah, it doesn't give me an option to... Okay, there we go. So Batavia is being ordered to join the Fraser River, Superior Formation, Fraser River. All right, let's see what that does. All right, so 5 days have clicked by. Now let's take a look at test group Fraser River. Join JSC Fraser River. Do another 5 days to see if anything clicks. We might have to wait a little while. Batavia was out system, So that explains why nothing's happening. The Batavia needs to burn back towards Sol. Yeah. More unrest is rising on Luna. Big deal. Look, Luna, just pipe on down, man. We're building you warships. It'll take a little while, but we're building you warships. Alright, so the Batavia now has completed her orders. Let's see what that's done. Alright, the Fraser group has a Fraser and a Batavia. They're both together. And the task group for the Batavia is now the thing for the Batavia is now gone, from the looks of it. Yeah, she's now subsumed into the same group. Yeah. So now she's no longer separate, but she's all together with the Fraser River here. So they're all together now. Okay, yeah, so we've looked at the Fraser River. We've got a subordinate formation, which is the Batavia. Can you also give them a combined conditional order, but also tell them to split off? Okay, I've got an idea. Fraser River, we're going to order you somewhere else. Where do we want to send you? Lumen? It's kind of a crappy location. Leudenstar? Well, we've already checked out Leudenstar. Proxima Centauri? Have we done anything out in Proxima Centauri? We've done nothing in Proxima Centauri. Alright, let's give this a test then, shall we? Fraser River. Where are we here? Proxima Centauri jump point. Squadron transit. Add move. Copy orders. Batavia has an order to go with. Okay. Alright. Okay, that might actually be doing something then. Alright, so move. What we're going to do first where are you here? Earth. Yeah, it looks like that'll work. I'm just going to go and see if I can have... Will that, now that I've done that, does the order propagate automatically down to Batavia? It does not. Unless... Okay, then we go down here to copy. How about now? Okay, there we go. Alright, I think you got something here now, Argentius. So, there we go. Refuel from Earth Colony, resupply from Earth Colony, and after that, go to Proxima Centauri, Squadron Transit, add move. Because then we have to go to special orders here, and we have to tell them to copy it. There was a checkbox. A checkbox for what? There's a lot of checkboxes out here. Okay, so in that case, if we've got this here, and the twat, we also want to do that as well. Ah, you got it, delay. Alright. So. Okay, so here we go. Now let's go and do a little quick test and see how this will work out. It's also interesting because I'm not sure how fast these guys are all going to go. Ordered them all to refuel from Earth. And now we're going to see what happens. Because the Batavia is not going to be able to jump because she doesn't have a jump drive. Now the problem is, I'm willing to bet that the Fraser is probably going to jump with the Batavia. And it's going to leave the Atwa behind. I'm willing to bet that's probably what's going to happen. The 13th. Okay. Alright. Refueling and rearming. Unfortunately, in this version of the game, we do not have rearming ships. Or at least not civilian ones anyway. We will most look at eventually building out something like that. Alright. So, the idea works. The problem right now is that the Batavia is faster than our actual jump transit ship. And so right now the game is basically doing 2-hour ticks. Because the Batavia is sitting at the jump point waiting to actually transit, but it can't. So what we're going to do now, Fraser River. What we're going to do is we're going to change Batavia's order, and we're going to remove that for now. I'm not certain if they match speeds. Something to find out, I suppose. Okay, the Fraser River has jumped to Proxima Centauri. That does us no good. I would presume so, because I think it's very much a scaling sort of a thing. One of those things that can be found out one way or the other, really. Okay, so it was completed your jobs. Oh yeah, the matching speed thing. I'm more curious about how the fuel functioning works out. Okay. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to give our Fraser River just in order to transit back, because we're going to need her to actually jump the rest of the squadron in. Why are you stopping? I don't know why you've just been given an order to refuel at Earth. Oh, because you ran... God damn it, Twitch. I told you to go back to Earth and refuel. So we just drove back to Earth and just said, sure, whatever. Refuel from colony. Resupply from colony. And then move to the Proxima jump point. I don't know why I bring you anywhere. I mean, I imagine Luna's probably not going to be very much of anything soon. Alright, please tell me you actually gassed up this time. Alright, Batavia, I'm really disappointed because I can see you're at 51% fuel. I don't know why. I know I ordered you to go and refuel at Earth. I know I ordered you to do that. Well, while my Navy is derping around and trying to figure out what the heck they want to do with their lives, let's get something else going in the meantime. Oops, didn't mean to do that. There we go. Go for it. Barnard Star. Is there anything of value in Barnard Star that we care about? We haven't done any surveying, but there's a lot of asteroids in Barnard Star. Lemon 16 we don't really care about. Ross 128. Yeah, I'd say Ross 128 is worth checking out. There's a lot of asteroids out here. And a couple of planets that don't suck completely. Thing. Yeah, actually, that's what I'm doing right now. Building jump is while the rest of our exploration service is derpily going back and forth, wandering out only to find out they need to get gas and so on. I've just ordered 2 of the jump gate construction ships that we do have to go to Proxima Centauri and Ross 128, because those 2 systems kind of look like the next ones we want to check out. I mean, we're checking out Luyten Star already, but we're going to go and check out Proxima right now and then Ross 128 right afterwards. And so us having jump gates into those guys would be pretty useful. Man, Luna's really having some issues with unrest here. Yep, so there we go. That's the Vestal going out to the Ross 128, and that's Nordschleife going out to the Proxima Centauri jump point. While we're just staring at things, how pissed off are these guys? They're only at 84%. That's not horribly bad. We've got a lot of infrastructure set up here. Okay, we're loading infrastructure there. Mars has no infrastructure right now. How's Europa doing? Plenty of infrastructure. And they're still demanding infrastructure. Okay, so, well, that makes sense. Stuff's being shipped out to Europa. That's demanding 90. That's supplying 90. Let's add that. Oops, nope. Cancel. And you are demanding. There we go. So that's 300. PDCs. Right now, the main thing about building more PDCs is right now I've got some industry that's just basically being tied up right now on Sol. Right now on Earth, it's building a bunch of other stuff. Research labs. We're still building more infrastructure for some other colonies, and we're starting to build construction on a second commercial shipyard, which I'm going to want just to be able to start expanding some freighters. Oh hey, we are actually having some unused capacity. Alright, let's start building a PDC. Oh, that'll be finished really quickly, actually. We've got a lot of spare production capacity. That's nice. And let us... We're going to build one on Earth just for temporary. Let's prefab another 8. And we'll ship 4 of them to Luna, and then 4 of them out to Europa. There we go. And that'll get that ball rolling. Okay, the Batavia's completed orders. Finally. Alright. Let's try this again. Fraser River. Copy the orders down. let's see what we get. Okay. They can't transit through for whatever mindless, stupid reason. I guess they literally have to be in exactly the same square, in exactly the same thing. That's frustrating as all hell. I mean, fortunately enough, this doesn't seem to use a lot of gas jumping back and forth. Alright, let's combine them all and then we'll separate them all at the other side. God damn it, wrong button. Here we go. Transit and divide fleet? Okay. Let's try that. There we go. No, I think the problem was that they were separate fleets or whatever. Because now they've just all transited just fine, I believe. To Proxima. Yep, so. Okay, Fraser River 2, Fraser River 3, what the hell? That's odd. Let's merge all three of you again. Okay, that's weird, but there we go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a point to try and spend some time next week before I do this again, going through this and trying to figure out exactly how the heck this works, because I'm sure that there's a logical way to actually make all this happen. I'm just clearly not seeing it for whatever it is, and it's driving me absolutely spare. So, what we'll do then, we will have you. You're designed to survey planets, I believe. Yeah. How did I actually build the river classes anyway? Yeah, you do actually have a gravitational survey sensor on board too. That's part of your problems. You're running on the old Jumo 1C engines. These will be finished on April. So I think we're gonna keep this madness going until 2054, right at the beginning or thereabouts, and I think I'll call it for that at that stage because I think that'll be good for now. Because I've got a couple of ideas of what I want to get done, but it's also fairly no. Scientist Chris Chip Tucker has been killed in an accident. Researching on fuel consumption. I guess he got sucked into an engine or something, but oh, balls. He was our best guy for that. I mean, he died doing what he's loved, but damn it, he died. That's frustrating. Damn it. Just like, he had like a 65% bonus too. He was good. Ah, it sucks. I guess Scotty will have to replace him. Let's see, we got a couple of things. Batavia is unable to complete its duty as there's no acceptable destination within 10 billion kilometers. Okay, so Batavia, I guess, is finished exploring stuff. Souvenirs planet, so planet or moon. And I guess the Etoile is probably going to have the same issue. Retooling for Phoenix class completed at Bath Duranium Works. Excellent. Alright, so that means manage shipyards. Bath Duranium Works. When we get to Tori, she'll just break things. Alright, well, give me a second and we'll start renaming some guys here. Well, first off, Bath Duranium Works. 2 new Phoenix classes. First news to Louisville, and of course the Phoenix because well, we need to kind of apologize about the fact we blew up 2 ships. So, all right, those guys are now under construction, and those 2 guys will finish in fairly quickly in next year. Okay, well, they are simpler ships to build than the combat vessels, so it's no surprise that they're going to be built faster. And of course, our commercial shipyard still isn't actually doing anything. But that's not really a surprise. Hey, do you have anything of value? You just got Duranium. Alright, Luna's requested protection level is 3. Our actual protection level right now is 53.75 due to the ginormous, PDC that we built. Rising from the ashes? Yeah, well, pretty much. I mean, we're going to quietly gloss over the fact that we probably killed all the crews of both of those ships in one button push. Like, as Sharon Forker would say, oops. I really am kind of frightened that I'm invoking her of all things, but there you go. And you guys don't want any production yet, but you'll get it soon enough. Alright, industry. Yeah, we're prefabbing some more PDCs. Once we've actually got the PDCs set, those are actually going to provide a pretty good amount of defense bonus. Those things are pretty nasty little things for what they are. Let's see, we've got a lot more infrastructure still under construction. Research lab will be finishing September of this year, which is great. They scrapped out some more guys. And oh yes, we were looking at renaming someone. Research, Muso. Go. There we go. Montgomery Scott is now our chief power and propulsion engineer. Hopefully he will have the good grace to die in his bed and not die getting sucked into a jet engine. Because that's awkward as hell. Alright, unrest is now starting to go down on Luna, which is great. Well, there's some overcrowding issues, but whatever, screw them. Unrest is rising. There we go. Fleet headquarters assignments. The commanders have been assigned to various transport ships. Someone got assigned to the PDC. Good for them. We finished finally researching cargo handling. So yes, we're going to go and take a look at. We still don't have an so even on automatic assignment, we still haven't gotten someone for Survey Group 1. So it's pretty clear that for whatever reason, I don't think we've gotten the right warm bodies in promoted far enough to actually start running task groups, which is a shame. Pretty sure we need a Commodore, and from the sounds of it, I'm willing to bet. Which is just annoying as hell. Let's see. We're not missing any labs, which is good. Shipyards under construction. Mars. Still don't have any infrastructure. All right, I think what I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to have to assign some, get some of our own freighters to start humping stuff out there. So. Earth. Where are we here? Load infrastructure. Go to Mars. Unload infrastructure. Earth. Refuel from colony. And repeat this order 14 times. Luna's still getting overcrowding, good for them. Yeah, we've got tons of infrastructure built up on Earth just sitting around in storage. Just waiting to get used somewhere. Alright, so we've got these guys currently surveying Proxima Centauri. Just to check see if we've got anything of value. Wow, that's actually pretty crappy deposit strength. That's a lot of stuff there. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there, and nothing there. A lot of moons to check out. Oh, we got some more stuff that's been surveyed here. Nothing, 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 nothing. And a bunch of asteroids. Well, we're going to check. Well, we'll do a sweep through Proxima Centauri and see if there's anything of value here. But we're really not concerned too much about that right now. So 165 days, I think, necessary to finish building a jump grate on on the Proxima side. And then we'll go and have you do other things. Brigadier Rachel Potts has been killed in the accident. Brigadier, whatever. And someone else got promoted to Brigadier as a result. I'm thinking one of the things we're actually going to need to do is we're going to need to actually go and scrap out our old freighters and replace them, because the engine technology is, you know... Montgomery Scott has completed some research. Excellent. So what else do we need to go and research? Construction. You know, probably would be a good idea to have us research some armor as well eventually. Because we're still running on like utterly basic armor. We're going to throw some research to that. Ooh. Pop that up. The KF drive, compact jump drive on the Fraser has suffered a maintenance failure. Repair has been carried out that required 82 maintenance supplies. The ship now has 70 years supplies remaining. Current maintenance clock 5.06 years. Alright. Well, we'll see how that goes. If we need to do a mount a rescue mission, we'll mount a rescue mission. Query: does Mars actually now have? Mars actually now has infrastructure. Excellent. Answered. Okay, there we go. What we need, I guess, with Mars is we need to actually go and ship some infrastructure out there right off the bat, and then that just sort of primed the pump. So now we've got industry carrying the load, which is good. Did we actually do a... Yeah, we did do a geological survey of Mars, and we found squat. Did we ever do one on Europa? No, we didn't. Okay. Well, let's go and do a survey of Europa while we're out there. Nothing else is really happening that we should be worried about at this stage. So right now we're also getting a colony set up on Mars. It's not going to get us anything actually resource-wise, but it's going to get us. Oh, there we go. We've got one last research lab has finally completed construction on Earth. Into that. So that really doesn't get us much in the way of actually resources, but it's going to give us more population, which is going to be useful for its own reasons. Primarily, realistically, for giving us more economy, which is going to be useful on its own. Actually, you know what? Let's keep going until we finish building our first survey boats here. Ooh. Vestal has completed construction orders. Excellent. So, Vestal, we're going to order you actually to go to Lumen 16. Because that way then, at least we're going to have jump gates on all of our ways out. So we will be able to proceed forward if anything hits the fan one way or the other. We'll see where things go from there. '28th of December. Yeah, sometimes it's kind of annoying that turns take as long as they do, but but you know, that's the way things go, you know. Luna is still cranky as all heck. Probably overcrowding. I mean, how much population do they have? Yeah. Yeah, Mars is going to be growing pretty damned fast because we're just shoving tons and tons of infrastructure over there. I think we're going to be shipping them. Well, right now at least we've got we're going to have 220 infrastructure going there just off of civilian orders. Never mind the shipping that we're doing as well, which I'm not sure if that's still going. Let's take a look, huh? Would be. Yeah, Sol First Lift Command still is moving infrastructure out there. But that's great, we've got tons. So more infrastructure to Mars, the better. And then we'll probably maybe go and see if we decide to ship some out to Luna just to give them a bit more of a buff. I think Nordschleife is about to finish her job as well. Let's give her a 5-day tick and see if that is going to be true. Yeah, Luna's just hilarious. It gets really cranky, and then it stops being cranky. Aha! I think Nordschleife did actually finish. So let's go and give Nordschleife a little bit of a different order. You're going to transit there, and then you're going to build a jump gate on the far side. We have, however, finished our first 2 frigates. So what we're going to do now, of course, now that we've finished our first 2, is we're going to lay down another 2. Because, you know, we want to have at least a decent fleet here. So, first 2 are the Paul Bunyan and the Petrovna. Third ones we're going to have will be the Johnny Green and the David Argentus. So that is 2 more ventures under construction, and they'll finish sometime next year. And that will be our, actually, we'll probably go to having maybe squadrons of 4 bigger. Or something like that, anyhow. So, where are we here? Production, research. That is definitely something, actually, that is we'll want to build will be a tanker ship. Because if we do want to actually have these things going anywhere other than like Sol and Mars, we're going to need them to have some actual legs to get around. And they really don't have that. So we're going to want to give them a tanker. Alright. So, but they're finished. PDC Fleet Earth, whichever. We want Shipyard Task Group. And so, the Shipyard Task Group, we've got Frigate Squadron 1. Okay, building gates over there. You'll be jumping through that shortly. And Frigate Squadron 1's first orders are to proceed to Luna and parking in orbit. Or new engines? I'm sorry, that's definitely responding to something in my rambling train of thought. Frigate number 1 has completed, or Frigate Ron 1 has completed maneuvers. Excellent. Let's see, research. March. Well, in any case, I think this is probably a good point to stop for the evening. Not the longest stream we've ever done, but, you know, getting back in the saddle. So, I suppose it's a little bit of highlighting what have we managed to accomplish today. Well, we've laid down our first actual combat ships. We've started building PDCs, which is great. We bashed our head against the wall trying to figure out how the heck the squadron organization setup is. Instead of a refueling ship, give them more efficient engines. Ah, yes. Yeah, that's something that we'll probably be looking at. Like, we'll probably end up refitting the Ventures to a Venture 2, which will most likely be a upgraded and improved engine design. Definitely something that sips rather than chugs. Done. Just making a note of the fuel efficient engines here. Alright, so there we go. So, yeah, I think that's the next thing we'll probably looking at for the Ventures is giving them better engines. But we're going to most likely wait until, well, probably a little while later is what we're going to want to do is finishing researching on either do fuel consumption or work on actually doing the accelerators and having better engines. But I'm thinking maybe work on fuel consumption, and then that will get us even, you know, more efficient engines, and then we can look at building a more fuel efficient version of what we've already got on board them, which is a good point. What other stuff have we done? Well, we've got civilian colonies on Mars chugging along, which is great. Done. And we're currently also building out, finally, we finished the last of the research labs that we're building, so we don't have as many research labs as we'd want, but that's kind of par for the course, really. Instead, what we're working on now is we're building more automated mines. We are building, eventually going to be building mines, just in general, for some of the colonies that we've got going, and other bits and pieces here to actually, you know, start building out our infrastructure more, which is good. The good news, of course, is that once we're done building the research labs, building actual mines, infrastructure, everything else, that's all going to move a lot faster. Because mines, research labs are very, very resource intensive for actually getting stuff done. And also we'll look at starting to improve out in our solar system sources of iridium and coryndium, and start getting those shipped out back to Earth, because we're not using very much of it, but we will start burning into them more deeply. We don't want to run out; that'll be awkward. We're still building a pair of Phoenixes, but those will be finishing shortly, and then we'll be reassigning them elsewhere. And then we're also going to go and look at rolling out some more for the second survey group. What I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to assign the next 2 Phoenixes to the other survey group we've still got sitting in Sol orbit, and then we're going to send them off to go and check out maybe Ross 128 and have them do a reconnaissance of that system there. But there we go. Oh yeah, there we go. We have actually managed to accomplish a reasonable amount, even with all the faffing around with trying to figure out how to get squadron task forces and the rest to work. But like I said, I'm going to do some poking at to figure out what's going on in the meantime. And with a bit of luck, I'll be able to figure that out, and then we'll be a business. So thank you very much for coming by, and hope to see you guys, well, hope to see maybe one more person in the chat than just you there, Argentius, but hey, still appreciate you having around. And then we'll take this out for a spin next time. And then who knows, maybe we'll actually find something besides just more empty star systems. Hopefully not. I really don't want to have to deal with aliens. But, you know, we'll see on how things go, huh? Alright guys, thanks for coming by. See you again next week.